Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your bonus general tarot reading for February 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guides and spirit team, talk to me about Leo. What bonus messages do you have for him that may have not been showing up in the regular weekly readings? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Tarot of Sacred Kingdoms. It's a beautiful deck just to see what's in the shadows or what shadow work you might want to lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the lovely, beautiful Leos here in February. Bonus messages, my guides. What do we have for them? And remember, this could be things that were going on throughout the month. It could just be some things that Spirit wants the collective to know about or see coming up in the future. So, all right, that came out in a very interesting type of way. We do have a page type of energy. Now, this is an oracle deck. It's not the tarot itself, but this individual right there playing that instrument, it gives me big page energy. So it could be really intriguing to see what it is, whether it's communication, new things, creativity. Before we fully dive into that, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit about this individual. So the picture we see here, it's a younger person. They have a yin-yang on their hat, which is good. It means balance. Notice that they're playing that instrument. There's a rainbow coming out of it, and it just gives me big Page of Pentacles types of vibes. So very simply, a lot of you could be learning something new or throwing your energy into a new path, whether it's work-related, creativity, art, things like that. But it's also a big talker, right? That's what we always say with pages. They're communicators and students as well. So for some of you, yeah, this could be a talk of importance coming up or a talk that's coming in, but this is really good positive energy. So for some of you, I'm hoping that this is some good news coming your way. I really do like it. Just a big cycle or focus towards the new. Like, that's a big thing, right? Even if you're cross-watching, it could be turning over a new leaf. You know how it goes. But we're just going to put that page down right over there. For some of you, it could just be a younger individual. But let's get you going with tarot. I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright, and we'll get into that intuitive juiciness here. Shuffle it up here for Leo. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about your most recent reading. It was a little rough in regards to emotion. The reading was titled An Emotional Warning. It was only a few days ago. So for some of you, you might be on some ups and downs in this time, like emotional highs, emotional lows, or there was just some big focus about how one is feeling internally in your reading. So we're going to see if that persists. Remember, when we do a bonus reading, it's just what bonus messages Spirit wants you to know about. So let's see what we got, my friends. Let's go. Let's get 3 cards out here for Leo and see what bonuses we have for my friends, whether it's the rest of February or moving forward into March. Let's see what we got for the Leos here, please, my guides. Talk to me. What bonus messages are here? And the deck is being a little specific. I always like when the deck gets specific. All right, world. Okay, interesting how we have this little cycle going here. Like, the world is like the end of a chapter, a page could be new. So yeah, we do have this cyclical karmic type of energy for a lot of you. Let's just put that world card right up there, right next to that amethyst. Let's get a couple more out here for you. The world isn't something to really be super concerned about. I mean, it gets a bit of a bad reputation. All right, 5 of Pentacles. So yeah, we'll see. All right, I'm not going to judge the reading by just one card. Okay, but this is not the nicest energy, so this could be someone you're connected to. Watch out for work things, money things, when that card's in the mix. Thank you. All right, Temperance, good. So the really good positive energy I have for a lot of you here, my friends, is that there's a beautiful protective angelic energy here, and we'll talk about it. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. So as far as elements go, we do have 2 major arcana, very powerful ones. We also have a card of fire, we have a card of earth, so there's like a little bit of everything happening here. So whether this is one situation or 3 separate ones, we're going to want to take a look. But once again, the big theme with Temperance, with the world, extremely spiritually protected. So for some of you, you might just need to hear that. Like, listen, your spirit team's watching your back, you got this. everything will be okay type of energy. For some of you, you might just be in a time of recovery. I'm picking that up intuitively a little bit as well, and that's common. I've been seeing that throughout the zodiac. It's like a recharge period. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this whole thing out. Position number 1, we have the World, one of the more in-depth cards in the whole entire tarot deck. Now, it is the last of the major arcana, so it can sometimes represent endings. It could sometimes represent the close of a cycle. This isn't like 10 of Swords ending. Like, to me, this is more of happy ending, or chapter closed onto a new chapter. So this could be really good for a lot of you. You could be moving into a really nice new cycle when the World is in the mix. In my style of reading and how I interpret it, it could represent the literal world itself. So whether it's a focus on world events or what's happening in the world today, whether you're feeding into it or whether you're ignoring it, that could be represented here with the World. But the other main thing I always pick up with this card is that it is one of the more powerful karmic cycle cards as well. So it could be similarly linked to like the Wheel of Fortune. They both have that cycle-based type of energy where it's like beginning, ending. Karmic situations, karmic cycles could show up in a very powerful way with this card. So we'll see what's up. Remember, it could be a very simple message for you. It could be very complex. It all really depends on what you're going through. Now, moving to the center, we have the Five of Pentacles. We're going to need to keep an eye on this card. So we see these people. They are out in the cold, so to speak. And this card has warnings attached, but there's some good energy too. Just like every card, it could be a double-edged sword. Watch the spending, watch the money when this card is here. Some of you might be having difficulties in regards to employment or work when the Five of Pentacles is in the mix. It's also like an isolated type of energy. So some Leos in this time, you might be isolating. You might be in hermit mode, pulling back, withdrawing your energy here. There's a longing here or missing. So maybe there's someone missing you. Maybe you're missing somebody else. That could all be said with this Five of Pentacles because it's like isolated, lonesome. In its worst case, it could be someone like with abandonment issues. I'm not fully tapping into that at the moment. It's just something for us to watch out for. Now, the good thing about this is, to me, it represents like the middle stages of a change, the middle stages of a metamorphosis. Like we have the World and the Five of Pentacles. It's like, okay, this change is coming or this change is almost complete. Like you're halfway through the journey, you're almost there. So this can have some silver lining to it. We will discuss it more. We'll see if it's a warning or not. I mean, especially if you have closed out some cycles recently, it could be a little painful. That's a vibe we could say. But moving to the back end, we have Temperance. Now, it does link to another fire sign. It does link to Sagittarius, so I don't know if you're connected to one or not. But notice it always has Archangel Michael depicted on the cover. The protector, the defender of the kingdom, literally, when we see this card. So for a lot of you, this is your own spiritual protection, your guides, your angels, your spirit team watching over you. Now, if that's not something you believe in or something that you don't ascribe to, this is a big card of patience. This is a card of like, okay, take a step back for a moment, let it be, let it marinate, let it boil. Don't watch the pot while the water boils. That's kind of what we get here. This card, also notice Archangel Michael is doing a little alchemy with those cups. So this does have that little bit of an emotional undertone as well. Somebody like really letting things settle down. I do like it. Although it is about patience, it could also represent experiencing change and shift. And we kind of see that with all these cards. They do have that undertone of a cycle shifting or a change happening. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Leo. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. Let's see what's up. And remember, that could be someone else's energy. You know how it goes. But yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on in the world here? And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you could drop it right down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, world time. Talk to me. Why is the world here? Okay. Ace of Wands. So you see this karmic cycle, this karmic situation possibly that some of you are going through. The Ace of Wands, to me, this does feel like a very quick bounce back for some of you, where it's like, okay, one chapter closed right into the next one. So some of you may be just like really motivated to get something moving, get something going. The Ace of Wands is extremely fiery and powerful, but remember, I would say all aces are opportunities and offers. Like if you don't make action towards it, it could wither. That's a possibility you need to keep in your mind. it's just super fired up and motivated. And I picked up something similar in the Scorpio reading last weekend where it's like, okay, this closes, this opens. It's like a quick bounce back, like the energy's bouncing back super quick. So some of you, yeah, you could be in the midst of like a big karmic shift of some sort, or the cycle's changing, but you're going to quickly move so fast into the new one. We do see this change as well, once again, with linked to this very clear karmic cycle we have in the very beginning. So for some of you, that cycle is upon you, okay? Whether you feel it, whether you don't, there's a lot of change here within this reading. And I don't feel like we really need to overcomplicate it too much. Now, some of you might be burning a little hot in this time, okay? Whether it's temper. The Ace of Wands is also a very sexual type of card as well, so your libido might be heightened when this is here. Just something to keep in mind, but we're just going to keep pressing forward. For some of you, it is just stating about the journey that you could be going through, the journey you're in. Big karmic shift energy, okay? Where like this cycle goes boom, it's like real quick bounce back. So for some of you, if you've been in Five of Pentacles mode about anything, a little down, this could be Spirit saying like, listen, your bounce back is going to be like really powerful and strong. I do like it. There is a bounce back energy. So let's go in on that Five of Pentacles. Maybe you're regenerating your energy or something. I mean, there's a lot of things coming up here. So let's see. All right, Page of Swords in reverse. Watch out for issues with air signs. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And there could be someone that you are purposely not speaking to, or you're just not talking at the time, okay? Page of Swords, as with all page energy, could be a talker, it could be a communicator. This one is kind of like the Spy, the tarot deck. So when I see it in reverse, it's like something that you're trying to not pay attention to. So for some of you, there might be a problem or an issue like, I just need to get through it, or I'm not going to give attention to it, or I'm not going to feed into it. So take that for whatever it's worth. If you are going through some problems or tough situations, the page is really lips sealed, zipped. Okay, so those are the two main messages I'm picking up here. Once again, whether it's someone you're not really talking to or the communication has died down, but for another portion of you, there could be a problem or something affecting you that you're just trying to not really give it a lot of attention. Like, I'm not feeding into it. I'm not going to feed my attention to this. And remember, if this is someone that you're connected to, that could be how they're treating a problem. That could be how they're treating a situation. So let's keep moving. Again, I mean, usually when there's a problem or a situation, it's not like a fire sign to ignore it. Usually fire signs, because I'm a fire sign myself, when we see something wrong, when we see a problem, we want to attack it, we want to fix it, we want to solve it. This is kind of avoiding. That's a vibe I'm picking up. So let's keep moving over to the Temperance card, and we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow for you. So why is Temperance in the mix for my lovely, lovely Leos? We'll do our recap. Thank you. All right, Devil in reverse. So like, you do know if there's any demons within you, if there's anything you're fighting against, any problems, things deep down, this is someone trying to better themselves or make themselves better. This could represent somebody, whether you or another person, that's taken a moment to like really let things settle down, which is good. So the Devil in reverse, it could just represent a Capricorn that you're connected to. And notice we have the angel devil symbolism right here on the back end, where like you have one on one shoulder, another on the other. So you may be of two minds about a situation in this time. I'm picking up a lot of restraint though, which could be a good thing. So there could be something you're refraining from, you're restraining from, you're like, listen, that's not healthy, or that's not a healthy behavior, so I'm just going to take a minute and let things die down. Even though we have this fast bounce back karmic energy in the front, the angel and the devil in reverse, I mean, it is just giving me that big vibe. You know what's wrong. Okay, if you're going through problems or situations, or you know what's not the healthiest, and I do see self-betterment here. So for a lot of Leos in this time, you may be on that journey yourself where it looks, I'm going to make myself better, I'm going to fix this, or that's how someone else is thinking. So it's a very intriguing energy here, but I do get someone of two minds about something as well. So let's go through. It might be a quiet time for some of you. That's a big thing I'm picking up in the energy as well, the current time, but that could shift and change really quick. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. Position number one, we do have the World with the Ace of Wands. So we have like the ending, beginning. This was giving me big bounce back type of energy, or bouncing back really quick, which is good, especially if you're in this energy. But more things I was picking up, you might be more fired up, whether it's temper, whether it's your libido. For another portion of you, yeah, this is big karmic shifting, changing, cycle-based energy. So you could be experiencing a metamorphosis of some kind, Moving to the center, we have the Five of Pentacles with the Page of Swords in reverse. There might be somebody that you're purposely not speaking to, or communication has died down or fallen out. But another thing, I'm getting like an avoidant energy of somebody saying like, listen, I'm not feeding energy into that. I'm not going to pay attention to it. So if there's a problem or a situation, you might be very much out of sight, out of mind. Like, I'm just going to put that out of my mind. So it is what it is, right? Moving to the back end, we have the Temperance card with the Devil in reverse, someone really fighting their inner demons or what they know is not healthy. So for a big portion of you, you could just be on a self-betterment journey right now, where it's like, all right, I'm going to fix this, I'm going to make it right, I'm going to come back better. Remember, there is a big energy of bouncing back within this whole reading, so really good stuff. But I also got the vibe of someone who is very much of two minds about a situation, like an angel on one shoulder, the devil on the other. Should I do this good thing, or should I really give it to him? It's like giving me that kind of vibe. So do with that information what you will, Leo. Very intriguing energy we have for you. You can take a screenshot of that if you want to look into it further. Let's get you a shadow card. And shuffle it up one time, my guides talk to me. What do we have in the shadows here for the lovely Leos, please? And yes, my friends, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something that's within you or something you don't quite see. Right? Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing as well. So let's get it going. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for my channel members. Let's get it going. Shadow card here from my beautiful friends. What do we have in the shadows for Leo? Quick, super quick. Okay, Three of Swords. Makes sense, especially with a lot of the things I was seeing here. And I did see this in one of the other fire sign bonus readings as well. The Three of Swords, now this is a different type of deck. It's not super traditional in its imagery. The Three of Swords is the heart with the three swords piercing through. Very iconic card. Now, I always say this is on a spectrum. This could be something very small. Maybe some of you are a little gloomy. It could be just feeling a little down when this energy is in the mix, but it also represents pain. It could be anything from like minor nuisances to something that's like full-on heartbreak, big issue, big problem. And it's in the shadows. It's underneath the surface. And we kind of pick that up here in the middle, like somebody like, I'm not going to pay attention to this. I'm not looking at it. I'm not going to feed energy into it. But eventually, sometime it's going to need to be addressed here, this Three of Swords. Whatever it represents to you, whether it's a person, situation, a thing from the past, the fact that it's in the shadows tells me that there's still a problem that might need to be addressed down the line. Or now would be a good time, Spirit's saying, now would be a great time to shine some light on it and work through it if you can. I know it's easier said than done. But yeah, we're just going to put that down right there, right? It is what it is. Very common. That's what I'm saying. It is what it is when we have the Three of Swords in the shadows. But yeah, my friends, that's what I have for you. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the February subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, please feel free to go over to my website, mastermetaphysics.com, to check out my digital calendar. But for the February subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of my go-to decks, and it is absolutely awesome. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot suits, which one vibes with your energy the best? Is it the Wands, the Pentacles, Cups, or Swords? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of February, I'll announce winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.